check. All right, we're good to go. Hello, family. It's me again, Rick. Um, I've got some good stuff here I want to share with you. I decided that it'd probably be best if I were to like reduce the amount of time and the length of time that you're going to have to commit to. Well, that is it. Making sure everything's good here. We're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay, we're good. All right. All right. So I condensed. I did a video, and if you want to check it out, you're more than welcome to check it out. It is about the Daniel chapter 11 and chapter 12. I break it all down about how the teachings that we've had, they're all wrong. They're either lies or they're definitely wrong. The intent, that's questionable. So, but what it shows us is that Daniel 11 and 12 were inappropriately read. They assumed it was a top-down chronological order format. It is not. It is reverse chronological format. I proved this in that video with evidence. I don't just tell you what's wrong. I show you what's wrong, and then I don't just say it needs to be better. I show you the right way. All right. So what we find in there though is because chapter 11 sets up chapter 12 with now we know where the true daily sacrifices were removed. This begins the timeline here. We have at 600 BCE is when the daily sacrifices were removed. Well, then you see we have a period of desolation here, and they were removed by Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, um, the desolation period goes all the way up until the day of the abomination of desolation is set up. Okay, and so you have the birth of Christ at year one. Then at 33 AD, it's actually April 1st, 33 AD. Um, you have the crucifixion and resurrection of Yeshua HaMashiach. And it's beautiful because 33 means sign, right? And oh, and the birth of Christ, it says here Christ was born this year, and Daniel helps confirm this is at well, exactly 600 years from the desolation, not desolation, but from the daily sacrifices being removed. And it's beautiful because 600 is not an accident. It's not a coincidence. 600 means the face of God. Right? It's a face. And so at year one, the face of God was on earth. That's incredible. All right. So we keep going forward on the timeline here, and you'll see at 691 AD, the abomination of desolation was set up, and it is none other than the Dome of the Rock. Exactly as Daniel says. He says 1290 days is prophetic years, 1290 prophetic years from 600 BCE when Nebuchadnezzar removed the daily sacrifices. It was God that removed them through Nebuchadnezzar. And I show you in the video how Haggai proves that it cannot be the way the church has taught you. It cannot, because Haggai was alive at 520 BC, and he's already telling you in his prophecies that Israel is already dirty. Okay, so Antiochus, which whom they're trying to say is the one that took the sacrifices away, he wasn't even born for 300-400 years later. So it's impossible that they went the wrong way because they went top down chronological order, needed to go in reverse chronological order. The first thing he mentioned was the most recent event in chapter 11. Chapter 12, the top event is the most relevant event, right? The promise at the end that will be taken up and the dead will rise. All right. So that's why he did those in reverse chronological order. And when you do it that way, it takes out all the questions. There's no muddy water anymore. It's clear as can find. This is the timeline. Well, what you find out is that after 691 AD, he says there's 1,335 more years. He says, blessed are those that wait till 1,335 days, 1,335 more years. From 691 AD to 1335 years in the future is exactly 2026, family. That is the year coming up. And it just so happens, oh, it's another coincidence, family, and we know coincidences are not there. God is it's an evidence of his plan, okay? April 1st, 2026 is the anniversary to when Christ was crucified. What day was he crucified on? April 1st. Had he died in 33 AD, which he did, okay, the Daniel timeline helps us out with that. It was April 1st, 33 AD is when Christ was crucified. And April 1st, 2026 is the anniversary of that day. Now, that is the day the trial begins. And we know that that's when the two witnesses show up because of the Jewish tradition for thousands of years now since Ezekiel left, right? Is that they prepare the Passover meal and then they send the children out to go see if Ezekiel is going to come and join them that year before they eat. And April 1st, 2026, they're going to send those children out and he's going to be here. Now, he's the cultivated olive branch. I'm curious to see who the. I know a lot of you think that it's Moses and Ezekiel, and there's a lot of questions, and that's not really what this is about. This is the timeline. I will just say to you that I believe that I have a great idea that it is one from the cultivated branch and one from the wild branch, the Gentiles. That's why they meet him at the River Jordan in the book of Daniel, chapter 12. You have one on each riverbank, and they're at the river because that's where the Messiah, the cornerstone that connects us both, was baptized. Right, so he's baptized at the river. They're standing at the each riverbank. All right, so right here you see trial for 1260 days. Then you see September 11, 2029 is the sign of the Son of Man, just like that verse that everybody's so confused on. The reason you're so confused is because it's you were improperly taught. Okay, we were whether it be accidental or intentional, it's wrong. Okay. And so when you go reverse chronological up from bottom up, you see that down at the bottom is where we're at. That's where we're living at right now. Those 1290 days to desolation of abomination. Then you see 1335. Blessed are those that can wait to that time. Well, we're there. We are blessed. Okay. And then it says 1260 days. When you go up, it moves into the trial, the two witnesses. Those are two witnesses. That's the trial. 1260 days long starting at April 1st, 2026. If you look at exactly 1260 days from that day, you will show up at 9/11, 2029. Amazing, right? I want you to take a look at these days. You have April 1st and you have 9/11. Now, how is that? Because you know Satan influences the world that we live in. He has you not looking to April 1st at all. In fact, you're a fool, right? The Catholic Church has made you a fool if you believe that you should be looking to April 1st to be the first day of the year. Okay. Also, Satan, in my opinion, is the reason that 9/11 occurred. And now look, we have nobody wants to look towards 9/11, but yet 9/11 2029, that is the last moment of Rosh Hashanah. Now you're saying, well, no man knows the day or the hour. I'm telling you, I don't because it's Rosh Hashanah. Family, I don't know. It's Rosh Hashanah. Okay. I'm just showing you that that verse literally lines up with this timeline. That if at the end of trial you have the 1260 days and you end up at the sign of Son of Man on Rosh Hashanah. All right. And then after that, you have the time of trouble that he tells you, because once you move up in chapter 12, you remove yourself from the trial. Then he says there's going to be trouble like never has been since there was a nation. That is the last half. I know you've been told it's 7 years. Family, it is not. It's 3.5 years. Do I believe that Philadelphia will be raptured? Absolutely. But it's not because of that verse we're taken up and the dead rise first. No, no. I'm telling you, Christ doesn't lie. We know that. He says the church of Philadelphia will be removed from the hour of trial. Okay. And when you read it the proper way, reverse chronologically, you understand this is the trial beginning on April 1st, 2026. So, um, I'm under the impression that the Philadelphia church will either be taken up somewhere between February 28th and April 1st. You'll have to check out my other videos because there's another timeline that the Lord had revealed to me through Leviticus 23, and it's beautiful. And He correlates that to the pregnant woman of the Revelations that she's going to have birth, right? Revelation chapter 12, verse 5, right? She's going to give that birth to that Revelation baby. It literally is in Leviticus 23. It is in all of the feasts, okay, and the Sabbath, because February 28th, in that timeline, February 28th is the day. All right, so let's continue. I want to show you something. So this is how when you go into the way I study the word is pretty in depth these days, and the numbers mean something to me. Okay, so I want to show you something. So it was 600 years exactly from the day that the sacrifices were removed to the day that Christ was born, the year that Christ was born, 600. Right here we see 600. It says 600 means face in Hebrew. 600 years after sacrifices removed, the face of God was born into the land. How incredible is that? Okay. Now, from the day of the sacrifice was removed to the day of the abomination of desolation was set up was 1290. Look, 1290 means knees. Okay. Now, knees represent an allegiance. Israel's allegiance to Yahweh was over as they listened to the father of lies. Remember, they said they listened to Satan. Well, Satan is their father. Isaiah 45, verse 23, demonstrates how bowing the knee unto him, uh, they did not, right? So that covenant was broken. They no longer bend the knee to him. So continuing on, Daniel then says, "Blessed are those that wait 1335 days, prophetic years." That literally means parts and pieces, family. We're at the end of this thing now, right? Coming April 1st, 2026, we're at the end of this thing. Actually, it could be February 28th, 26. You'll have to look at my other videos. It literally means in Hebrew parts and pieces. Now, recall that the parts and pieces of the covenant, right, between God and Abraham. This is not incredible? We are told that when we come to the Messiah, that we become seeds of Abraham. And here it is, 1335 is representative of those pieces that God had him lay out, and God walked through it for us and made that covenant. This is it, family. This is why Daniel uses 1335, because it literally means the covenant between God and Abraham. Yahweh will deliver them who broke the covenant. So you have both meanings there. You have us, the covenant we're going to be with. Those that broke, he's going to deliver them to the enemy. Okay? So 1260 are the days, right, that we are told is sorry, we're not told days. We're actually told 1200 times and half a time. So we know that to be 1260 days. All right, that's how you can say, well, wait a minute, you said days or years down here, but he doesn't say days. He says times and half a time. So it's 3.5 years, 1260 days. But 1260 means bered. This is incredible that this number ties directly to the story of Hagar fleeing into the wilderness. Look it up. See, and it's not just about the what the Hebrew word means, that number means, it's also where you find it in the verses, right? And it literally is the story of Hagar fleeing. And we know when the trial begins, that's exactly Israel's going to do is they're going to flee. All right, so Christ lived 33 years. This is beautiful because Gideon, he's in the clan of the Abezrite. Well, that's what that number means, right? And he is the one who names the rebuilt altar, which is the Lord is peace. And Isaiah 9:6 confirms this, and he says that the Son is given, and that's what he did. He gave up his own life. The Son was given for us. That's why we know without a doubt that he lived to be 33, because it's perfect in God's words and numbers. All right, so uh, I wanted to combine the two, the uh, the 1290 plus the 1335. Um, oh no, I'm sorry, that's not what happened. I'm so sorry. Well, I got sideways. So I wanted to show you how numbers are quite relevant. So Christ dying in the year 33 AD. In Hebrew, that year is the 3793. And in Hebrew, that means inscription. Now, listen to this. So, due to his sacrifice, those whom believe in him and keep his commandments will have his name inscribed upon them. Is that not beautiful? So the year, literally the year 3793 means that your name can be now, his name can now be inscribed upon you if you receive him, if you accept him and believe in him. It's beautiful, family. Now, um, 5786 is the current year that we are in now since Rosh Hashanah. All right. It means blinded, and it has a direct correlation, right, to Zedekiah, and as he was blinded by Babylon, breaks down, and then they break down the walls of Jerusalem. 5786 family, that's this year, right? Now, 2026 is coming, and that's still going to be in the year 5786. Um, how incredible is that? That 5786 literally means Babylon destroying Jerusalem and blinded Zedekiah, because that's what we all know is about to happen, right? All right. So I just wanted to show you that there's numbers mean something to God, and in this, they're exact. They're perfect and beautiful and exact, and they help reaffirm, right, the timeline. All right. So I wanted to show you this. So breaking down the numbers, right? These numbers of years. I'm gonna try to do it like this. So you have up here, you have 3793, the year that Christ was crucified and resurrected. 5786, current year we live in. Now let's take a look at this. 3793. So three is a symbol which means the foot, but it also in the linguistics it means divine fullness. All right. So then seven looks like a sword, right? But yet it means complete. Okay, divine completion. Then you have nine. It's just the symbol is means mercy, and the linguistics means visitation. Okay, so 379. Right here we have 3793. Now in Hebrew you read it backwards, right? So if we're going to use the linguistics of this, it means the divine. Nine is visitation. Divine visitation, divinely complete in its fullness. And what did he do? He fulfilled the covenant. He fulfilled the laws. So 3793 literally is discussing that divine visitation and that the fullness was divinely complete. He completed it for his family. He gave us the gift, the reward of mercy and grace, salvation. Thank you, Yeshua. So that's 3793. Again, reaffirming the year that he died. So now let's look at the current year, 5786. Five means is behold or grace. Uh, eight is life and transformation or transfiguration. And six is the hook and man, right? So when you look at 5786, read it right to left because that's how you do Hebrew, right to left. So let's look at the six. So man transformed or transfigured, divine completion of grace. That's what 5786 means. Man, six, transformed, eight. That's the rapture, right? Seven, divine completion, five, grace. Is that not beautiful, family? I hope that you find that as beautiful as I do. Anyhow, so if you find this interesting, please just visit the channel and look at the other videos. I know they're long, but they are great, full of detail and facts, not opinion. Okay, I use the Word of God and I show you facts because it's actually pretty gross and negligent on how false the teaching was that we received. I say Catholic because you know as well as I do, they predominantly controlled Christianity for over 1,000 years before the Protestant Church uh, was birthed, right? And a lot of the things that all the churches carry today began there, right? They're the ones that got the wheels spinning. And I'm telling you, please, it's worth your time to go check out those other videos because it explains in great detail, clears it up, absolutely clears it up. Anyhow, uh, leave you in the Lord's Prayer if you don't mind. I use the Aramaic version. I don't want to let you know that instead of saying lead us not to temptation, I say trial because the Greek word that means temptation also means trial. To me, temptation is the micro level trial, and I'm more worried about the big trial that's coming. All right. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sinned against us. And lead us not to trial, but deliver us from the evil one. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. I pray this in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. May this message reach those, Lord, that you desire them to see it. And make sure, Lord, I hope that they see it and hear it and feel it in their hearts. And may they pray, take it to prayer, and ask for the discernment. In your name, Yeshua, these things are done. Amen. I love you, family.